Hello, it's Martin Gummer here from New Leaf again. Just a short video lecturette. And what I'm talking about today are the three main phases of a significant change program. And although this curve is recognized in organizations, I am not sure that programs of improvement are designed in line with this dynamic. So let's just have a look at the three phases. So the first phase is pilot phase. As much as we would want a change improvement to be linear, we start at the beginning and increased improvement in business and other performance indicators is in a straight line. It's just not like that. So when we are changing things in the organization that include people's behaviors, so we're talking about people's systems, the softer systems that we often talk about, then there is a period that has to be tested. There's a pilot phase that needs to put a program in place, but we must appreciate that that's a learning process. So people involved in that one part of the business or a small group of a larger organization are doing things, and they are pioneers. And the key thing about this early phase is that there needs to be an appreciation that progress isn't going to be linear. There is going to be what I jokingly call a faffing around period before there's an increase and an uptake in a dramatic change in performance, a step change. The second phase is where what is learned from the pilot is replicated, but done with much more sense of urgency from the governance of that program. Not necessarily a sense of urgency within the replication of the pilot type work. That's done in the same way, so people are developed and delivering new results in the business. But the sense of urgency and the direction from senior managers needs to create that sense of urgency. Here on the pilot, perhaps just one program, maybe two, but usually one program, then a series of programs in pilot, ideally in parallel, and that will accelerate. If there are results identified out of the various different programs, obviously that will have a positive effect on the overall performance. The third stage is, regardless of how well the pilot phase and the rollout phase has been executed, unless there's a sustained phase, those results will unfortunately over time drop. And this is one of those myths that we see from time to time, that people believe that if they implement the first two stages well, whether they've identified them as these clear steps, when they've implemented that, they think if they've implemented it well, it will sustain itself. Unfortunately, due to things like the Hawthorne effect, which I can explain on another day, then business as usual can very easily creep in. So the third phase is ensuring that appropriate sustainability systems, there are 10 that we use, 10 systems to sustain the new behaviour that's been learned in the rollout phase. So the last point of this diagram is there is a clear, significant shift in the style of the program after you go from testing to full implementation. And there needs to be a clear line drawn in the approach, ideally developed by the most senior of governance, and that identifies that a lot of learning has been done there, and that has been included in the thinking to speed up the process. And that rapid change creates a step change, and then it's sustained through regular systems of sustainability. Thank you.